Ladies and gentlemen, our next director for the night, Nick Haight. You know, we've all been in a fancy restaurant and suddenly just gotten that irresistible urge to lean over and have a peek at that table next to us.
Hey, everyone look at Dave Cole's right in the middle.
Dave Cole.
You guys forgot me.
That was really good.
I didn't know why it was so quiet up there. PB&J and a baseball bat. All right. I have this much of a reputation left, please. Pizza time. Yes, once you get, remember, we are performing this from 5:30 to 5:15. Assassination by chocolate.
Only one thing in life is better.
I think I know what that.
Apple strudel at Gregory.
Right. Well, it's not exactly what I was going to say, but I guess I'll have to force that argument later.
I look forward to the debate.
I got you something.
Paul, you said we weren't going to exchange gifts.
I know. I couldn't help it. Happy anniversary.
What is it?
Open.
I don't believe you did this.
It's no big deal. For our 5th wedding anniversary, you deserve a lot more than just a dinner.
Oh, Paul, it's beautiful.
Put it on.
It's just, thank you so much. It's perfect.
I know you don't wear a lot of jewelry, honey, but obviously it looks so beautiful.
Thank you, sweetheart, very much. What a nice surprise. Okay, I got you something too.
Faking me? What is it?
It's a card. I took the no gift thing literally. Open it.
Okay. On our wooden anniversary. Wooden. Is that what the 5th anniversary is?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Wooden anniversaries make a gift-giving card. So rather than pencils, I bought you this card. That's so sweet.
Pencils are made of wood. Get it?
Yeah. I got it.
And I wrote something else. There, under that.
To my darling husband, thank you for the best 5 years of my life. I love you more than anything and always will. Man, sweetheart, that's very fun. I love you too. Happy anniversary.
What are we doing here?
I like to think of it as the Last Supper.
Just sign the papers and be done with it.
I don't want to sign the papers.
Oh, so that's why we're meeting in public. So you will have witnesses when I strangle you.
Can we speak civilly for just a moment?
I'm not eating dinner with you.
Can I get you folks a drink?
Nothing for me. I'm leaving in a few seconds.
Could we get 2 glasses of Chardonnay? You want to split a salad?
Just a glass of water, and here, you can take the menu. I'm not eating.
Make that a bottle of Chardonnay and a large Caesar salad. Look, I'm not signing anything, and you have a little romaine and a nice glass of wine in you. And here, this is my body. Give it up.
Every so often, I ask myself why I'm divorcing you. All it takes is 30 seconds in your presence.
I don't want to get divorced.
You better not be wasting my time.
Let's just talk about it some more.
After 3 years, now you want to talk? How come you never wanted to talk when I wanted to talk? God knows you never wanted to talk when the Giants were on television. Will you just sign
I
it?
sold the satellite dish.
What?
Yeah, no more sports. Okay, well, some sports. I still get regular cable.
You sold the satellite dish?
I know. I was a little preoccupied with television.
I'm surprised that this agreement doesn't include include custody of the remote.
Clever.
So, what prompted that?
Barbara, I want you more than I want televised sports.
I'm mooning.
Let's just have a nice dinner, and when it's through, you just want me to sign these papers, and I'll sign the papers.
This is not a negotiating table, Michael. That part is over. There are 7 documents in triplicate. I need you to initial at the highlighted boxes and then sign the bottom of each.
Why are you being so difficult?
Are you crazy? I spent all 3 years of our marriage being understanding, conciliatory, and appreciative of what little attention I got.
I sold the satellite dish.
I hope you have another card to play because I've seen that one already.
Look, I want to change. I want to make this work.
You're unbelievable.
What else can
And
I
you
do?
leave the papers
I haven't watched a single basketball game since you left.
because it's baseball season. And it's not just the sports, Michael. It's a profound inability to communicate.
I'm communicating now. Look, I sold the satellite dish. I've given up sports, and we're having a conversation. This right now is communication. What else can I do?
Okay, why do you love me?
Because you're beautiful, you're smart, and you're understanding.
Understand? Right. Yeah, well, not enough to scrap $8,000 in divorce proceedings over a $6 salad.
And wine. I ordered wine too. Quickly.
Are you going to sign these papers or not? I can have you subpoenaed if you prefer.
I love you.
Show me how much. Sign this divorce.
So, am I what you were expecting?
I already saw your photograph.
I know, but I obviously scanned the best photo I had of myself.
It was a nice photo, a very beautiful photo.
So you're disappointed.
Not at all. You're very beautiful in person as well.
That photo was a couple of years old.
So was mine.
My hair was different.
Very different.
I was going through a phase.
That's okay.
You look a lot like your photo too, except that you're alone now.
Yeah, I was debating whether or not to crop out my old girlfriend. I'm not very good at that editing software.
That's okay.
You see, I tried to airbrush her into the surrounding foliage, you know, reverse the shrub. She kind of looked like a deformed shrub in high heels.
You read her.
Anyways, don't read it.
She's a very attractive woman, your ex-girlfriend.
Thank you.
So, am I what you were expecting?
Didn't we just have this conversation?
I mean my demeanor, the overall presentation.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I don't think I've gathered enough data yet. We're only in the cocktail phase. Ask me again during dessert.
Will do.
So you're a lawyer?
An attorney.
My mistake.
I don't like lawyer jokes, so I prefer the term attorney. Nobody tells attorney jokes.
What's that about a car full of lawyers going over a cliff?
There's an empty seat. I've heard them all.
Well, what's that about 10 attorneys being at the bottom of the ocean?
It's called a good start.
Oh, well, are we having a good start?
I'll know better once you field a couple of shrink jokes.
I prefer a therapist.
What do you call a shrink? Okay, never mind. So have you ever done this before?
Date?
Blind date. Met someone on the internet.
Well, which one, counselor? Blind date or met someone over the internet?
Let me rephrase the question. Have you ever had a blind date with someone you met on the internet?
No.
Me either.
Actually, I lied. You're my 7th.
You're 7? I'm...
Flabbergasted? You can leave now if you want.
No, it's just I've been thinking this whole internet dating thing was still somewhat taboo.
I seem to have overcome the taboo. You think less of me now.
No.
You think I'm a strumpet?
I'm not even sure I know what the word means.
Well, why did you agree to go out with me if you didn't like my photo?
I figured the woman in the photograph was your sister.
We're a different race.
And what led you to put a picture of your ex-girlfriend to someone you're attempting to woo?
I told you I couldn't use the editing software.
You have no photos of yourself without your ex-girlfriend?
Not many. We were together for 10 years.
I knew there'd be something.
What?
You're still hung up on her.
No, really, I'm not.
You are still hung up on her, and that's why you have dated 7 other women from the internet, and none of them worked out.
No, for example, one of them just didn't look like her photograph.
That's why I sent a picture of me that was 2 years old. Men are so superficial.
She emailed me a photo of a completely different person. She said she didn't think I'd mind once I got to know her.
Was she right?
She was a dude. Yeah. And then there was Carletta, who had a 14-word vocabulary, only 6 of which were network television appropriate. Email, right? I was unwittingly corresponding with her married friend, who has a PhD in literature, and offered to help her meet someone.
Oh, that's sweet, like Cyrano de Bergerac.
Right, only it wasn't her nose that was big.
I see. What was it?
First words out of her mouth, like my big jugs. I did. They arrived 10 minutes before she did, but... If you brought me old-fashioned, I'd prefer simple, hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, good, because I almost said the other thing.
You're an attractive young woman. What led you to insert personal ad?
My friend recommended it. She met her husband online, and I've been so busy with my new practice that there hasn't been much time for a social life. It's kind of the fast food of dating, isn't it? Here are my statistics. There are yours. The computer crunches the numbers and I'll pop something you do on a Saturday night.
And before this?
There was a relationship in law school. We were engaged, as a matter of fact. A week before the ceremony, I called off.
That's encouraging.
I almost called this off, too. It took every ounce of courage I had to get me here tonight.
Well, let's see. We've got a non-committal woman with no time for a social life, partnered with a man who's done nothing but date losers and isn't quite over his ex.
Aren't computers amazing? What are you looking at?
Nothing. Just I'm over here by that conversation with Tina.
Yeah, I know. I heard them, too. What are they talking about?
All I can make out is a tone. They seem pretty angry with each other.
Well, how many people are there?
It's a couple. Turn.
Well, I'm not going to turn around. They'll know I'm looking at them.
No, they won't. I think they're too wrapped up in themselves.
Still, I
You
can't.
tend to drop your spoon or something.
Is this the woman that walked in when we were kissing?
I guess so.
The very attractive woman?
I don't know, Andy.
That explains it.
Explains what?
The reason your eyes remained open when we kissed.
No, they didn't.
Then why were they open?
How do you know my eyes were open? Unless your eyes were open too.
My eyes were open because I saw the attractive woman walk in before I kissed, and I wanted to see if you would notice
So I'm under surveillance now?
her. Sorry, I know.
No, you're right. I shouldn't have.
Come on, she's attractive. I would too. I'm just being paranoid.
Let's just agree to disagree.
No, let's agree to agree.
You're wrong.
Here's to another 5.
Shoot. You sure the number 5 is the wooden anniversary? Are you sure it's cocktail?
How was the salad?
How do you do it? How can I be so angry with you one minute, only to forget about it a moment later?
I buy you food?
Shut up.
What do you say, main course?
I can't.
What, do you have other plans tonight or something?
Actually, yes.
Washing your hair?
I have a date.
What?
It's a first date. Someone from work.
A date? My wife has a date?
I'm not your wife anymore.
You aren't who I signed those papers. Barbara, how can you have a date?
Michael, we've been separated almost 8 months.
Call him up and tell him you decided to have dinner with your husband.
I'm not going to do that.
When are you meeting him?
He's picking me up in an hour.
Where?
My apartment.
That's not safe. You meet him in a brightly lit public area, or you don't meet him at all.
It's a guy I know from work, Michael, not someone I just met on the internet.
All the people I met online, you had the best screening.
I liked yours too. Hathaway.com.
Redundant, I'll admit, but it's easy to remember. Actually, I'm the only Hathaway, but my father was an attorney, so I figured that counts.
You see, I thought the other Hathaway might be my husband, and you thought my actual girlfriend was my sister. We've got a nice half-full, half-empty dynamic going on here.
Are you charging me by the hour?
I won't if you won't.
I'm now prepared to declare that we're having a good start.
And I'm glad I hung in there till number 8.
Still can't get over that. Were they all terrible experiences, or just those 2?
No, all of them.
So I may have dodged a bullet here.
Or you just have low standards.
What does that mean?
Not you personally, women in general. Take a look at any situation comedy on television. In 9 out of 10, the male lead is some sort of backwater gullet. Not very hard to live up to.
And every female lead is under 25 and perfect looking.
Which means the aesthetic criterion for men is lower as well. And take into consideration how you freely refer to us as apes, jerks, snakes.
Pigs.
Has some male organization formed an attempt to amend this kind of chauvinism?
Men could care less whether they're insulted. Some men actually take pride in it.
Which makes it easier for me to make a good impression on you.
I'll say this much for you. We've been here a half an hour and you once haven't made mention of technology or sports. Most men can't go 10 minutes without discussing their favorite sports team or some useless gadget they purchased for no apparent reason.
Don't you understand? I gave up a dual LAB 20-inch satellite dish with rust resistance and auto home. As it is, I've already missed the first 3 games of the regular season. For you.
So what you're saying is you're not really as great of a catch as I think you are?
And you're an even better catch than I think you will.
I'm beginning to appreciate this line of thinking.
I'm telling you, it's iron.
Iron?
Yes.
The 6th wedding anniversary is cotton. I may have not remembered wood, honey, but I remembered 26th anniversary, and you told me it's cotton.
Paul, I'm going to tell you this one more time, and then we're going to drop it. The 6th anniversary is the iron anniversary. I had to research it to find out about wood. If you don't believe it, look it up.
Okay? Cotton.
Why do you always have to have the last word? We're not going to make it to the 6th anniversary if you don't learn to let things drop. When we get home, we can look it up. End of conversation.
Fine. But it is cotton.
What are you looking at?
I'm sorry, I have this bad habit of eavesdropping in restaurants.
Yeah, women love to do that.
You know, buddy, I have no problem with you stereotyping your own gender, but don't go, what's up over there?
What's happening?
You're saying you've never been to a restaurant when you're curious to know what's going on at another table? What people's relationships are?
Of course I have. Human nature is my job. Now stop changing the subject. What's happening?
Take a look.
I can't just turn around and stare.
Then drop your spoon or something.
I'm a professional psychotherapist. I'm not going to pretend to drop my spoon in a public restaurant so I can eavesdrop on 2 total strangers eating dinner at another table. A napkin is much more credible.
I've been watching their body language. They came in hand, exchanged gifts, and now they have this little air of contention.
Probably their anniversary.
Could you explain that conclusion for us mere mortals?
Well, you said they walked in holding hands and exchanged gifts. So unless they're incestuous twins celebrating their birthday, anniversaries are rife with emotion, both good and bad.
So while most men can't keep themselves from discussing gadgets or sports, you are a perpetual analyst.
Your Honor, she's leading the witness.
What?
You're still checking out that woman.
For crying out loud, Mamie, she's attractive. She caught my eye. I'm so sorry.
You know, Paul, that's natural. I can understand that.
Thank you.
And maybe if I hadn't walked in on you and Rosemary lip-lock at Anthony's retirement party last year, I wouldn't be so sensitive to it.
How many times do I have to say this, Mamie? We did not have sex.
Praise Paul. You didn't have sex with this secretary. I'm surprised you didn't have that engraved on my necklace.
Well, at least I got you something. I mean, hey, what did I get on my 5th wedding anniversary? A card with a poem about a pencil. That hurts, Mamie.
We said no gifts.
When people say no gifts, they don't really mean no gifts. Everybody knows that, Mamie. And regardless of what we said, if I had to get you a gift on our wedding anniversary, you'd be so angry.
So is that your guiding principle? Not love? Not devotion? Avoidance of anger?
Well, what's your excuse? I mean, hey, next year, on my cotton anniversary, should I look forward to new underwear? Or a poem about them?
Next year, on your iron anniversary, you should look forward to the anvil I chained to your ankle before tossing you into the Hudson River.
Honey, I believe the expression is ball and chain.
I'll have the tuna, please. Rare.
Nothing for me.
She'll have the petite filet. Medium.
Medium well.
Very good.
What am I doing? I have a date with the head of accounting in less than an hour. What am I doing here with you?
An accountant. That's exciting.
Yeah, I know, but what could I say? I haven't been on a date since we separated. You have to get back on the horse sometime.
I think an accountant is more of a Oni.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
I can't argue, I've never met the man.
What am I going to do? Have 2 dinners now?
But the filet sounded so good, I can tell you looking at it.
The mushroom sauce.
Can't you just call him up and tell him you're not feeling well?
I cannot cancel a date from a restaurant. Might as well call from Atlantic City, shouting over the slot machines. Sorry, Edgar. Cha-ching! I've got a real bad headache. Ding, ding, ding.
Wait a minute. His name is Edgar?
I knew you'd make an issue of that.
So you knew you'd be telling me about him at some point.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
You realize you could never marry someone named Edgar.
I'm not marrying him. We're going out to dinner together. As soon as I finish this dinner.
Just call him.
I cannot cancel a date from a restaurant.
Tell him the background noise is a hospital. You're in the emergency room.
And the clinking silverware.
Scalpels. You're holding your own entrails. You'll make it up to him after the transfusion.
I hate you. I hate you for making me laugh.
There are worse things to hate you for.
Oh, I've got plenty of those, too.
You know what I think is really great?
What's that?
You haven't asked me to sign those papers in 10 minutes.
But then you wonder, what's the point?
Well, what do you mean?
Consider that the success rate for arranged marriages. People who are randomly thrown together is better than for couples who choose to be with each other.
So you're saying I'd have just as much chance staying married to a woman with a tattoo across her forehead as I would you?
Maybe. I mean, what do you really know about me?
Obviously, you don't subscribe to this philosophy, otherwise you wouldn't have spent time comparing profiles of prospective suitors over the World Wide Web. Why not just close your eyes and click the mouse?
What makes you think I did?
So you're saying you got lucky.
I don't remember saying that.
What's not taken into consideration in the statistics you quote? However, is the inherent cultural difference between arranged marriages?
Because divorce is frowned upon much more so in cultures where we choose our own mate.
Exactly. So the fact that 50% of them break up, a much larger percentage probably wants to and doesn't.
No, Andy, it's my fault. I got carried away. Listen, I know things have been a little tense lately. I think it's natural at this stage of marriage. And once the baby comes, things will settle back to a comfortable group. A new, exciting group.
I don't think so.
Sure they will.
Let's not.
Look, I know we've had our problems. I think a lot is getting blown out of proportion because we want to get pregnant so badly. And the frustrations over that are finding their ways in the most trivial of arguments and just feeling it.
Paul.
Look, I know what I'm talking about here, Andy. I saw it happen with my brother. Now, would you look at them? Have you ever seen a happier couple? Or 2 more adorable children?
You don't know what's going on below the surface in that house.
I tell you what, why don't we start taking steps to remedy this? For one more cycle, if you're not pregnant at the same time next month, we'll go see a specialist. I'll even volunteer to be the first one tested.
Oh, that's chivalrous. Really throwing yourself in front of a train for me there, Paul. Do you know what the woman has to go through for that kind of testing?
Why are you acting like
I'm
this?
just as much to blame for this relationship as anything else. I'll admit.
What do you mean, blame?
Who are we kidding, Paul, for this lovey-dovey anniversary crap? We're so hung up on appearances, we've tricked ourselves into believing that we're happy.
Mandy, there have been times. I mean,
There have
you
been
get-
times. Sure. You don't see something wrong with the fact that it's easier to single out a handful of good times than it is to select between all the bad? You're gonna hate me for this. Because I can't say I blame you.
What?
Just let it settle before you say
What
it.
is it?
I'm so sick of this.
What?
You missed the damned christening of your own sister's baby, your niece.
The Knicks were on.
You have any idea how embarrassed I was to be there alone?
I can't apologize enough for that.
That was the last straw.
And it was for me too. If you can believe it, I absolutely thought I was right at the time. I was mad at you. I was mad at my sister for scheduling a baptism during the 5th game of the semifinals.
And you think I was mad? Your mother was ready to divorce you before I was.
I've been seeing a shrink.
Come again?
Hard to believe, right? Mr. Macho husband sprawled on the sofa, speaking his problems to a total stranger in a box of Kleenex.
What on?
I missed you. I couldn't stop crying. Actually, the first month was kind of nice. I could do whatever I wanted without consulting a committee.
I was actually touched there for a nanosecond.
Before I knew it, though, I would go to bed at night and just start crying, sobbing. The kind of cries you hear from teething infants.
Really?
It was getting so bad I couldn't go to work, so I made the phone call.
How often do you see him?
It's a her, actually.
My macho husband is seeing a female therapist?
Busted a man, but there were no appointments available for weeks. I'm really getting tired of changing my pillowcases every night. The tears wreak havoc on the dyes.
You need to get a high thread count.
Wash them separately in cold water. I know. Anyway, I went what was available. A nice woman. Really understanding, you know? I thought she'd tear at me, but she didn't.
You know how to do laundry?
Oh, yeah. I learned to cook a few meals, too. And get this.
What?
I went clothes shopping by myself.
Michael, I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's part of a 12-step program. Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm afraid of Macy's. Before I knew it, the week was over, and I bought 2 shirts and a pair of pants.
What kind of pants?
Brown.
To tell you the truth, I give any couple who enters into marriage a great deal of credit these days. I mean, there aren't a lot of positive role models out there.
My parents stayed together, but they probably shouldn't have.
Mine divorced when divorce was still taboo.
I'm not sure if we can ever see each other, Annie.
I guess I understand if that's the case.
No, this was an issue of trust. You told me you went off the pill, and I believed you. I believed you for 5 years. If I can't trust you anymore, how in the world do folks supposed to have a relationship?
How do you understand?
Stemming back to my relationship with my mother.
Didn't I always tell you that?
I told you so. Is that what you're saying? I told you so.
No, I said, didn't I always tell you that? Whole different accusation.
Hey, you know, you should try therapy. It's good. It might help you overcome that insatiable need to succeed.
Oh, really? Has it helped you overcome that insatiable need to fail?
Very good. And the answer is yes.
Oh, how so?
I don't want to sign those papers.
No, I like that we see things differently. How boring.
Sure, it's endearing on a first date, but how endearing is it going to be in 10 years from now?
I think it depends on the disagreement. I really don't want to be married to someone who agrees with everything I say. That's a yes man, and I don't want a yes man.
You're right.
Uh-oh.
What?
She left.
Who left?
The couple you said was having an anniversary, she left the restaurant. I think they had a fight.
Probably over something she found endearing on their first date.
Why even get involved in a real relationship if there's a 50-50 chance it won't work out?
Because there's a 50-50 chance that it will.
Great odds.
I think as the generations progress, we're becoming more intelligent, becoming more selective upon whom we choose as a mate. Marrying later, I've been learning from the mistakes of others.
Thanks.
As the culture changes, so too will the statistics. I hope that sometime in the near future, the ratio of successful, long-term relationships will be closer to 2/3.
I hope you're right.
Hello?